What is going on, everybody? I hope you are having a fantastic day, a warm day. It is actually above freezing here in New Jersey for the first time since Christmas today. So you know what that means? We're definitely going for a run. But we went for a run when it was under freezing anyway. But today we are not, obviously, if you can tell around me, we are not in the Platinum Pro. We are in my father's 2018 Tundra. And I'm finally getting a chance to drive it. I have not driven this truck yet at all, other than yesterday's video when I moved it from the spot we're in right now and parked it on the street right in front of the house. That's it. I've been wanting to drive it. The offer has been on the table to drive it, but with the snow and with my rules with you guys, you know I don't do any kind of first drive without you there, so I can give you true first impressions. And that, my friends, is what we are going to be doing today. I will tell you two things right off the bat before we go anywhere. Number one, I love the smell of a new Toyota, which is what I'm getting right now. And number two, these leather seats are very, very, very comfortable. And I'm coming from Platinum seats, so that definitely has to say something. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put up a little montage for you, drive around a little bit, get a feel for the old girl, and then I will come back and tell you what I think. The reason that this driving impression video will be different than the rest is this truck is non-TRD, okay? I haven't driven a non-TRD Tundra since my 2007 Toyota Tundra SR5 that I owned. And that was nothing like this, because I've never driven a limited either. So, two birds, one stone. Here's what we're looking out for. How is the ride comfort with the suspension? How is the ride comfort with the 20-inch tires that are quite roadworthy, but do very well with traction in the snow, from what my father says. And just basically anything about the feel of the truck, the handling. Of course, it's a double cab. You guys know I always proclaim that the double cab always feels a little bit faster, but that's in an SR5. This is a limited, so it has more in it. So what will the feel be like? All of those questions will be answered, but right now, I'm gonna go take a little ride and see what she's got. I know a lot of you guys were asking me in yesterday's video, does it have the under seat storage in the rear? And yes, it does. And I love this thing. Now, this was in a couple of my double cabs. I'm a big fan of this. If you don't have this in your truck, it's available at Sparks Parts. Use the promo code TundraDude34. I think it's like 200 bucks or something. Well worth it. This right here. Okay, actually, this is how you connect it. This is the seat frame. Just turn it right into a spot already in the seat frame. You can install and uninstall in minutes, but it definitely can fit a good amount of stuff. So you get this big long one right here that closes like that, and then you get a little one over there. This is better than cutting into your truck, people. Look at those daytime running lights, LED. I like them. All right, we've driven this thing around a little bit so I could get a feel for it, and I do have some interesting things to report. So this is, again, not the non-TRD suspension. This is just the regular suspension you get. And I gotta tell you, at low speeds, it feels pretty bumpy. It definitely feels more bumpy than the regular TRD off-road package, if that makes sense to you. I expected more of a, I don't know, kind of a luxury feel, kind of a float over anything without a lot of feedback in the steering wheel. When we got out onto the road and did about 50 miles an hour, the truck felt excellent. That is where this truck's bread and butter is. At higher speeds, it feels good. It almost feels like the Pro suspension at highway speeds, to where you're not really feeling a lot under you. That was one thing. The other thing that has kind of grabbed my attention is there's a lot of drone in this truck. And what I mean by that is, like, there's a lot of engine noise. I'm not mad about that. You guys know I like more engine noise than other people, but Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds good. It almost sounds like it doesn't need an exhaust, but oh, we're going to do something about this exhaust and a couple other things. But overall, it does feel like a double cab to me. It feels like, if you saw in my montage, I was kind of going up and down a bunch of streets, just testing to see how it feels with turning. I feel very comfortable in the truck. It doesn't feel very different as far as, you know, prior to 2018. I know they didn't change much, but with the 20-inch wheels, it does feel just a tad bit heavier. Not a lot heavier, but it definitely feels like there's bigger wheels and tires under me for sure. But overall, I really like it. One thing to note too also is with this new gauge cluster and center information screen, I guess it would take time to get used to, and then you'd be having no problem with it. But, you know, going through everything as far as, you know, your options in the center screen and turning Toyota Safety Sense on and off, it seems like it would take a lot more attention than the 17 and prior gauge cluster, where you just hit the mode button on your steering wheel and it just shuffles you through everything. This kind of seems like you have to stop and learn how to use the center screen if you want to get to where you want to be. One thing I'm slightly disappointed in is when it comes to the little center information screen, getting to the PSIs, you have to go through, you have to toggle over to like an option setting or whatever, and then you have to go in and find it, instead of it just being a quick and easy 2-button, there it is. Because everybody wants to see their PSIs. I mean, we've been talking about that for a long time, but you know, I guess that's just me. Other than that, there's nothing really to nitpick off of the truck. The truck, it feels good. Like I said, it is a double cab. There's not much different there. What's perfect about the Limited is that there's a car in front of me that's trying to get in a driveway it has no business being in because it's not plowed. People. Anyway, what's great about this truck, Limited double cab, is you get the feel of the double cab. You get the bigger 6.5 foot bed, which a lot of people, that matters to. A lot of people have been asking me, why didn't your father get a Crew Max? Because my father is a total outdoorsman. Everything he does as far as hobbies has to do with outdoors and equipment. You know, especially fishing. He's always fishing with his boat and all that stuff. He needs the bigger bed. As far as the cab goes, he doesn't really need anything for the back seat. And if Michelle and I, if we're all going to dinner and we're in here, we could totally sit back there, no problem. It's not like the double cab is incapable of carrying adults. It's just the Crew Max is a lot bigger. But he didn't want to give up the bed space. So I really like the Limited trim. It gives you a good amount of everything. Like, you get the dual climate control, which, again, I know you guys are going to give me crap for this, but I still like the climate control that is available in the SR5s, where I don't have to look at it. I just have to turn to one setting, turn to another setting, done. With this one, you always got to look down and make sure everything's right. I'm getting better with it, but yeah, so this is the upgraded system in here. Obviously, it has Toyota Safety Sense, so you got your blind spot monitoring. You know, it has everything in here you would need. And now my father's retired, okay? So he's not going to be driving all over the place like he was in the Ram and prior vehicles, to and from work every day. You know, this truck, if it sees 10,000 miles a year, I would be in shock. You know, this is going to be his, you know, going out with my mother and taking the boat to the bay, which is 2 blocks away. This is perfect for his needs. But if you're someone who's going to be traveling a lot, I mean, this is reliability. And that is the reason he went Toyota this time, reliability. He doesn't want to have to worry about it. One of the things that, I don't even know if I ever told you guys this, when he bought his Ram, right when he bought his Ram, the first week or two, he was having trouble with, I believe it was leaking in the inside of the truck, like at the roof. It had something to do with the antenna or something like that. But they just couldn't get it fixed, and he was starting to get annoyed. Now that is the thing about Toyota: fit and finish, quality, and that's what you're going to get in here. You're going to give up a little bit of tech, but what you get in here is everything you would ever need. Let's not forget, you know, and I say this to myself, I'm one of the biggest critics and lovers of the Tundra. You guys know that. And one of the things I always talk about is tech. I want more tech in the Tundra. But at the end of the day, especially the way I feel with this snowstorm that has been around this past week or whatever, I love my Tundra. He's gonna love his Tundra. He already loves his Tundra. He took it to his little off-road test spot in Island Beach State Park, where he gives it a little try to see, you you know, to see how it goes in the snow and the sand. He said it did great. We're probably going to do some camera footage up there eventually. But overall, you know, great truck. I'm a fan. I'm glad I'm going to get to review it long term for, you know, a few years to come. And then he can decide what he wants to do with the truck. But this truck is going to be around. It is also in mag gray. And if any of you guys know me well and you've been around the channel for a long time, you know that I absolutely love mag gray. It is my favorite Tundra color, that's for sure. So we'll see how dirty it gets. This is the color my TRD Pro is in if you are new to the channel, and I do love it. And I'm so happy, and you know, he's given me a little bit of leeway in what we want to do with upgrades, so I still got to sit down and talk with him about what we're thinking about doing. Of course, the camera will be there, but we got a great thing to start with right here. This will be my truck where I do reviews that is apples to apples to your truck out there. The Platinum Pro, we put the supercharger on it, we put all this crazy, you know, TRD Pro parts on it, the project and everything. This truck is going to be used for, you know, our testing, our real world testing on a real world Tundra that everybody has out there. So it's a great truck to have testing in. I really like the feel. Very noisy in the cab with the motor, but you guys know me, I dig that. I dig that. It's 5.7 liter, it's almost 400 horsepower, and guess what? I want to hear it, and I am hearing it. So I'm very, very happy with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first impression review. Once again, if you are new to the channel, this is how I do it. I don't set anything up. I just get in the truck and drive, and I talk while I drive, which, as my wife would say, I have no problem doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Let me know if there's anything specific you want to see done with this truck. You know, like I said, we're going to have it for a while so we can do whatever we need with it. I have a bunch of ideas for videos coming up with it, comparing it to the 2017 and everything like that. But as always, comment below the video, Twitter and Instagram at TundraDude34, TundraDude34@gmail.com. If you want to send me pictures of your truck to be featured in a future TundraDude34 video, go for it. I'm in. Don't forget, give me the information on the truck, trim, where you're from, what mods you have, what you plan on doing to it. You guys know how it goes. So I'll talk to you soon, and thank you for tuning in. Be good, be safe, stay warm. This steering wheel cover is legit. I'm gonna have to ask him where he got this thing. Look at this.